This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and today we have the opportunity of talking to Jason. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gianna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hey, I am awesome. So it's a gorgeous day. So it's just amazing to be here. So very honored. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. And let the listeners know, what market are you in?
So I service the greater Indianapolis, Indiana area is where I do my production these days. And it has been a fabulous market this year. And people think Midwest and they're like, oh man, the pricing's all right. Man, you go to California, then you go against Indiana. Indiana is awesome market for pricing. So yeah, everybody should be buying out here.
Absolutely. And what are those belts hanging on your wall behind you?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking.
I gotta ask about those.
So something I do with my clients, I'm all about having fun in real estate, and the belts are a huge representation of what we do. So one, our brand is World Title Real Estate. That's the belts. They're world titles. They're championships. So what we want to do when we have our clients, we want to make them world champion clients. So we've got, let me see if I can get my positioning right here. So
it's like mirrored, it's opposite.
Yeah, right. I can never do it. So this one here, this is the home buying championship. So once our clients are the home buyers, we take a picture with them on closing day, maybe do a quick interview with them about their experience in real estate and what it took to buy that home, and they become that champion of their home. And then on the other side, we've got the Just Sold Championship. So when we have a listing out there and we get that baby sold, let's hold up the red belt. It's just sold. So that's the sticker in the middle there. Boom. I had these all created and made. It's one of my passions of the championship belts that I have, but it's got my brand logos on there. It's got the EXP logos on there. They're heavy as all get up too, I tell you. So I let people hold them and they're like, oh my gosh, this is for real. I think they think it might be plastic or something, but I went with the real deal, man.
That's funny. That's really cool, Jason. And what a fun marketing scheme for you guys.
It is. It's fun. And I'm all about, like I said, having fun, but I also want to be able to stand out. And something like this makes it unique. And so that way it is a marketing piece as well, because on that belt, when they're holding it up, it's got our branding on there and we're promoting on social media and whatnots. And what a great way to show some smiles than with the championship belt.
That's really cool. And Jason, let's roll back a little bit because I got distracted by those. Had to hear about those right away. But how did you get into real estate? Why is this your career of choice? And then how did you get introduced to EXP? Was it your first brokerage?
It was not my first brokerage, so I'll be able to jump into that in a second. And I'll tell you this: what happened to me? I was in hospitality, food business, restaurants, you name it, all that stuff. So that's what I did before real estate. Loved it. My wife and I, we just started living our lives, and we were talking and starting our family, doing our thing, and so we're had kids on our brains, hey, let's start that avenue.
Yeah.
And so with restaurants, it just wasn't the greatest hours, and it was long hours. It was weekends, it was holidays. And I'm just started thinking, I'm like, man, this may not be great as we're trying to be parents and live our lives then. So before I could make that decision, I was working as a general manager for a restaurant. I ended up getting fired. And man, did that sting. So this was just months before one of our kids were born, and I just kind of took a tailspin, and it just went around and around, and I didn't know what to do. And I knew I didn't want to get back into restaurants, and that choice was now made. But
The
now
food
we've got
industry is
a
so
kid.
tough on
Yeah,
the soul, man.
yeah. And now we had a kid coming into this world, and and I'm just like, man, I got to do something. So my wife and I talked about it. We talked to God. We figured all that out. We tried to say, hey, what is our path? What can we do here? And one of my best friends, still my best friend, I actually just had lunch with him today. It's his birthday. He was in real estate. And so I was just like, man, let me give him a call. And I always valued his opinion. And so he kind of, let me in on what he did in real estate. And then my aunt was in real estate as well. And so I called her and just kind of picked her brain. And she was more of that family member saying, oh, yeah, you'll be great. You've got the personality for it. And nobody ever told me that I was getting ready to start a business and, launch it into a whole new stratosphere here. That one just kind of stumbled upon as I made those jumps. And I started with Keller Williams, and that wasn't working out after a couple of years. And then my buddy that I just spoke of, Jason Miller, he says, hey, man, why don't you just come and join our team? You can be part of the team, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. All right, cool. So I interviewed with the team. This is an independent team at this time. And it was Ronnie and Amanda Hurd, big producers around Indiana as well as the nation. And I was just like, all right, cool. I was nervous meeting them. And Jason was there as well. And so he kind of made it a little bit more. And man, looking back at myself, I was just like a fool back then. But the Hurd saw something in me and they said, hey, we can work with you and make it happen. So I joined the team. And then, gosh, what was it? Probably about a year or 18 months later, Rodney and Amanda come up to us and say, hey, guys, we've been presented with this idea of EXP Realty, and we want to bring it to you, the team. And Rodney and Amanda always treated their team something like that, that, hey, we want your opinion. You guys are us, and we are you, and let's grow together. Cool. So they bring it. At this stage of my life, I'm just like, oh, man, no, I don't want change right now. I'm tired of change. I want to just move, And, I did it against my will. And not that I said no, but I was just like resistant of change at that point.
Yeah, the only thing constant in this life, though, Jason, is change. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
It is. And it was kind of my mindset back then. I didn't really want to swallow any pills. I just wanted things to go the direction I wanted it to go. And, and I wasn't open to that mindset of change. And you're 100% correct there. Mm-hmm. So lo and behold, we joined EXP. And that year, that was 2018. And we went to EXPCon in New Orleans that year. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started meeting people and having conversations and talking and figuring out what this company was about. And it blew my mind. And from that point on, it was like a light. It just switched, and I was in. I understood the model, and now it's been able to grow me and be better than I was. And with that, Rodney and Amanda always said, hey, guys, we want the best for you out of everything you do in life. And they said, grow your own team, go be yourself. They always said that to us. And so I took it to heart, and I said, hey, I think it's time. And this was 2020. I said, hey, guys, we sat down, and I remember the conversation. I'm like, I think it's time for me to fly. And they gave me their blessings. And to this day, we're still business partners, and we talk every day, and we're able to build this business bigger than either one of us thought. And that's what this model's about. And so now we are growing together, and I'm in production. I'm starting to grow my own team now and just take it off into a whole new world. It's amazing. I love it.
And Jason, obviously you love it over here with EXP and everything it's got to offer, collaboration, rev share, stock options. But now that you're over here, what's something that maybe you didn't expect about EXP that now you use all the time or you love it?
Good question. I mean, all the technology, the collaboration, stuff like this. I love just being able to talk to different people and pick their brain. And whether we're talking on a podcast or just a video call or even just workplace chat, hey, how'd you do this? Or hey, how'd you do this? People are so sharing and caring, and it blows my mind. I think when we started, and not back in 2009 when we started, but more 2017, 2018, when we really started to get momentum, 2019, there was just a lot. We came off a little too strong to everybody. And so people didn't get to see that whole picture. They put up that wall that, oh man, it's just that recruiting group. But we have so much to offer with the technology because we have that tech base. So going into EXP World to get support for anything technical, classrooms, things like that, that is amazing, where I could learn, whether it's in an office or on the go. That stuff's very valuable to increasing my business. And then it's recorded. So now I could watch it. If I missed it, I could watch it at my time. So stuff like that's huge. And then as we have senior business partners with us, they want us to succeed. And they say, Jason, are you selling houses? All right, great. What's your goals this year? Cool. All right. Hey, they're bringing more energy to me, and they want me to do more production. In turn, I turn to my organization and team and say, guys, I want you to do more production too. We're in this business to sell houses. That's what we do. And so we want to help everybody become better at what they are. What I love about it too is, what's your vision of real estate? What's your vision of your business? And go down the road, and everybody's got a different focus. And you know what? That's what me and my senior partners do. We help focus on those businesses, right? We got to help each other grow. So I just love all that stuff, and giving back is huge to me.
Absolutely. And Jason, before we jump into more about the Icon Award, I want to know more about your personal life. How do you chase this work-life balance, draw a line between work, play, and family? What are your secrets there, or at least your strategy to try to get better at it?
Strategy to get better at it is number one. That is something I always work with. Time management is huge. I've worked on it forever, and it's something that's constantly on my mind. I have my wife, and then we have 3 beautiful daughters, 9, 7, and almost 5 years old now.
Awesome.
And they are awesome. And I do need to stop work and focus on them. And I'm kind of that person that I would work 24 hours in a day if I didn't have any of them in my life.
Right.
And that's just me, So stopping that, again, God works in mysterious ways, whoever y'all believe in as you watch this, that happens for a reason. And so how I deal with it is stay structured. I block my time every day to say, hey, I'm going to prospect from 8:30 to 11:30 in the morning. Then I'm going to have some lunch. I got to write down, I got to eat lunch, because if I don't, I won't. So that's me, so I block, hey, 30 minutes. So that way I could have lunch with my kids if they're home.
You got to fuel this machine, man.
Yeah. You got to know what works for you and get to know yourself, bottom line. And that took me a while. When I started real estate, I didn't know me. And that took a coach and a team to support me and point out my flaws in order for me to get better. And then, do some self-help books and things like that. My wife introduced me to this positive podcast that was amazing, that just helped change my mindset. So things like that, you wrap your head around, you're like, gosh, how can I be better? And then how can I now block that time so I could hang out with my family, maybe cook dinner, go to the pool, whatever, play, have fun, whatever we do. How do I block that time and make sure it's time off, that I turn the phone off? Because we're always being, text message, pinged, whatever you want to do. It's always out there. So I just got to stop. And, sometimes some days are better than others. Some days are not, but time management's huge.
Absolutely. And Jason, let's talk more about the Icon Award, because that's why you're here.
Right
and what kind of production do you have to do to hit that cap, right? You love it down there, and you rave about the home prices. So what's the average home price to you? And, how many do you have to sell to hit that cap before you do the 20 transactions after?
Excellent question. So yeah, here in Indiana, our average is probably about 250,000 closed. So with that, my average is a little higher. So mine's about 300. I've got a whiteboard over here, so I'm going to reference this here. I've got all my numbers right in front of me, so I could always look, and just in case I get off track. So to average, if you average 275,000 per closed home here, you could cap in about 10 transactions. So I think that's very doable. And that way, at that point, of course, you go to 100%. So how awesome is that? You just gave yourself a bonus because you did your job, and now you're going to go make more money. So that motivates me. So once I hit 100%, usually about 10 closed, averaging that 275. Boom, here we go, 100%. Now with Icon, you need to sell 20 additional homes to become an Icon agent. So what a huge task, And so it was always something that was brought up to me. And I was just like, man, I don't know if I'll hit it, And last year, what happened to me, I capped in 3 months. And when I capped in 3 months, it went, you could do Icon.
Yeah.
It was just that that was that iconic moment that it came in my head. And I was just like, all right, let's do this, man. And so I just started pushing. And then that 20 became 15, that 15 became 10. I had a countdown on my board from 20. It said deals to Icon on there. And I had a big circle in the middle of my board. Boom, 20, 15, 13, 12. Well, as it ticked down, 3, 2, 1. I had one left in December. I had 4 months to get one transaction. January, 0 sales. February, 0 sales.
No.
Now I start biting my fingers. I'm like, what is going on? No, I'm like so close. So I just kind of had some talks with my senior partners, with my coaches. And, we just kind of said, hey, let's get this together. Let's work this out. Let's push it through it. So it was just a mind shift. I had to push harder than I've ever pushed just for that one deal. And so I had till the end of April to get it. And so actually in March, I closed one, nailed it. But then in April, I had 3 more. So I closed with confidence and nailed it right at the end. So never give up is the story. Even if you're riding high, you take a quick down road. Don't give up. Push yourself and get to it. Grind, hustle, get it. And that reward paid off. And I've got the reward behind me right there. So what amazing accomplishment. I was so honored and just delighted to be able to do that too. So super.
Yeah. No, that's great. And, awesome to hear the ups and downs of that journey with you. And we're going to dive into that in the next part of the question. So with that production, you also have the cultural commitment, right? And so you've got to do mentorship, coaching, teach in EXP world. What avenue do you take for that to complete the icon status?
Absolutely. So I've been a mentor with EXP since 2019. So it was just something, again, Amanda and Rodney Hurd brought to me and said, hey, look into this. This may be a good avenue for you. And, in 2019, I was like, oh, cool. My thing, I always have a caring heart. And so as it transpires into real estate is how do I give back? How do I educate? And how do I help lift up more agents? And so that mentor program was a first step for me. And that was amazing. So then I got to start meeting new agents that are coming into the Indiana State Group of EXP. So that was really cool. And so now I'm getting to know them, and they might be in different areas of all Indiana, and which was pretty awesome. And now I've got connections in different areas, so I just took that as that was something unique for myself. And then it's grown to be able to just feed them and help them not only with 3 transactions, because that's what EXP asks us to do, but I always tell them, man, give me a call, text me anytime if you need anything. I'm here forever. So, I'm not going anywhere. It doesn't mean I just don't get paid on it, which is fine. I'm not always worried about the money. Cool. Money will come. Let's help you get better. And so that mentor program's huge. And now as I progress in my career too, I love coaching. So I want to get that more. And that's been in my world a lot over the last couple months now. And I really want to elevate that game is next on my list. It's the coaching. And then, of course, that'll lead to teaching in EXP world and opening all that door too. So I'll be there.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. It's a great route to go. Betters yourself, betters the community of EXP. And Jason, we talked about, some of the benefits of iconing, getting that cap back in stock, that nice trophy sitting there behind you. There's a lot to it. So what makes you keep icon on that list of goals? There's so much to focus on at EXP. So what makes you say, man, I've got icon again and again? What are your favorite benefits of it?
It's just a huge platform to reach. And that's what I think with the brokerage that we have at EXP. I could go sell real estate anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that, but when there's a program out there that's going to reward me at 100%, and then it's going to reward me to give me $16,000 worth of stock back because I did my job and I sold homes. Like, hello, like, come on. That's just awesome. So it's just, for me, when I didn't have that goal of iconing, but then as I capped it, then changed and said, let's go. That was huge. So now to do it year after year is going to be exciting, because they always say, the thrill of the hunt is exciting, but then once you get that title or that mantra, if you will, it's hard to keep it. So now, all right, cool. I need to be icon 2-time, icon 3-time, and keep it growing. So it's just it is a goal just to keep pushing, and you've got to know your business as well. We're having a shift right now. We're in the middle of 2022 where the market's slightly shifting. So you need to know your business. You need to be aware. So with that, cool. We'll have our ebbs and flows, but ride it and then go and get it. And so that way you could get your 100%. That way you could get your icon status and take it to that new level. And then more doors will open, just like anything else. So I don't know if that answered your question, did it?
Yeah, no, you're great. It kind of started to transition to the next question I was going to ask anyway. So we're going to stay on this train of thought. But as an icon agent, what's some advice for some agents looking to come over? Maybe they're rookies, maybe they've been in the game for a while, but they're looking to come over to EXP. Is it possible for them to icon in the first year? What are some strategies, mistakes to avoid? Is it a thing? Could they do it?
Great. Hey, it's all about mindset. Yes, you can do it. Absolutely. It takes you. You've got to get your head straight saying, yes, I can. I came in, when I joined the herd team, I was very negative mindset. And I look back and it was just, like I said, it was garbage. And for the herds to see positive in that, what I think looking back now was garbage mindset, God bless them, so it is all in your hands. Have the right mindset. Now, if you don't have the right mindset, that's okay too, but be coachable. Come in and say, yes, I will listen to my senior partners. I will listen to those who are succeeding like no other. And then ask questions. How did you get there? How did you become an icon? How do I become an icon? How do I get my cap? What does it take? It takes 10 deals here in Indiana. All right. How do I get 10 deals? All right, great. Cool. Let's get you on a path that makes sense for you. But if you're just like, hey, I only want to do this part-time, and I'm not knocking any part-time agents, but if you just want to do this part-time, you're only going to have the part-time results. So, and if you do it part-time, that's okay, but push yourself twice as hard. That's what you're going to have to do. And then that way you'll
possible. I've met some part-time icon agents, so it is possible.
100% it's possible, but again, it requires that person in that right mindset. And I think anything is possible long as you believe in yourself. And I love just that belief. Believe in yourself. Look in the mirror every day and tell yourself, I'm going to be an icon. I've got a vision board right here as well, so I can look at it. So, hey, if I lose focus, if I lose motivation, boom, what's in the center of my vision board? My family. And then everything else is around it, to make it sense. So stuff like that is going to motivate you. And if you say, hey, all right, I'm going to icon in 2 years. Great. Why do you want 2 years? Let's break that down. Let's talk about that. well, the first year I'm just kind of getting the hang of it. Great. But what if we could get you there quicker? What if you can do it in 1 year? Eliminate your doubt, eliminate the extra mindset, and get on the right mindset. And, one of our senior partners, Brent Goves, says, if you're in your head, you're dead. So get out of it and be smart and just level up for sure.
That's great advice, Jason. And for our last question, it's 2 parts. Were you ever skeptical of EXP when it was first introduced to you?
Good. Thank you for pausing too, because I don't do well with 2-part questions. I forget the first part always.
No, of course, you're fine. You're fine. I've done hundreds of these episodes, so I've got it down to a little bit of a science.
I know, and I love it. So, skeptical of EXP, I'd say no. My thing was just the change. I was just resistant to change. And I believed in Rodney and Amanda, who were our team leaders at that time. I believed in them. And I know their vision. And I know they're just not going to go chase a shiny object. I understand that about them. And I respect the heck out of them because they're super smart in this business. And they're in a position because of how they've worked. Mm-hmm. So with that respect, I didn't have any skepticism or anything like that. It was just the change piece for me. But like I said, when I then went to EXP Con, which I'm a huge advocate of going to these because you get such a different reaction. You get to meet great people, like Gianna and I, we met at shareholders, so it's stuff like that where we may have never met if I was just a solo agent here in lonely Indiana.
Yeah.
So these doors open. So change is good, and I'm 100% with you now. I wasn't back then, but now I am. And just be open-minded to it. So that way we could take that thought and work with it. And if you do have skepticism, that word's always hard to say. Let's talk about it. Think about what your business is in 3 to 5 years. And does this model fit for you? And maybe it doesn't, but that's another conversation for another day.
Well, it's actually the next part of our conversation. So great transitions here, Jason. My last question is for somebody looking to come over to EXP and they're skeptical. They're waiting for the other shoe to drop, that they see the greener grass and they hear things like it's a pyramid scheme or a cult. I was just trying to combine those two. What would you have to say to them? Why should they make that switch? Why would it benefit them to cut ties with their current brokerage and just do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to the word pyramid scheme, cult, I don't hear cult very often, but I get it. My thing in a pyramid scheme, what business is not a pyramid? Mm-hmm. You have a president, you have a vice president, you have the secretary, you have staff under them, and then it keeps getting bigger. Did I not just make a pyramid?
You did, yeah.
So what business isn't? And you look at anything, you look at Walmart, you look at Amazon, you've got somebody up high. So, but we're not talking that. If you look at the EXP model, sure, we've got great people, Glenn Sanford, Jason Gessing, we've got great people and so many more. I can't mention everybody. We've got so many great people, but what they do, they put us as owners. So we're equal. And then for EXP to share the revenue with those agent owners is unprecedented. No other brokerage does that. So tell me, who's going to give back 50% of the money they're making back to the agents? That's amazing. And yet we have zero debt in this company. So obviously we have great leaders, and that's the people I want to follow. And that's what we want to and go with. I believe in them. And just like I believed in Amanda and Rodney Hurd, I believe in Jason Gessing and Glenn Sanford and all of them to keep us focused so we do stay on the right track. Even as we have those ebbs and flows in real estate, we are still going to sell more homes. We are still going to be at the top of every MLS across the world. And then we're going to continue growing. If you look at this pyramid scheme, it goes infinite across and it goes 7 generations deep. So if you look at that shape, So infinite across, 7 deep. I don't see any points to it. I don't see, it's more of a rectangle or something. I don't even know what kind of shape that is, but it's awesome. So it's opportunity shape is what I think it is. Mm-hmm. So you just have to educate those people that are saying, hey, it's a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme, a cult. Listen, we're going to sell real estate, and we're going to be awesome at selling real estate. And we now have 83,000 agents in this brokerage. Are 83,000 agents wrong? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. So we're quickly growing. There's a lot to learn. And that's, and somebody that's coming on, what's important to them? Is it numbers? Is it training? Is it technology? Is it just, I just want to sell homes? Great. Look at the benefits you get. Like we talked about, the stock, the 100%, the icons. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that stuff. So everybody's different, such as the world. We're all different people. What you like, I might not like. Maybe I love, black olives on my pizza, and you may not like black olives on your pizza. That's okay. We can still be friends. And same with EXP. Hey, I want to be able to make good money because I do have a family. And I'll tell you this, it's not all about the money, but I do work to make money to live so we can live in an awesome house, so we could afford what we want to afford, so we could go on vacations. All that costs money, so I need to work for the money. Mm-hmm. But I'm also going to run a business, and I'm also going to be rewarded for running my business and growing the company that I believe in. So that's what I truly love.
So well said, Jason. And really, what do you have to lose by making that switch, right? You can always go back to your broker, but there's so much to gain by coming over to EXP. And I think this has been awesome. Are you going to be at EXPCon in Vegas?
I will. I'll be there.
I look forward to catching up with you there. I'm sure lots will change by October, but it'll always be fun to catch up. And any last words as we wrap it up today?
Hey, thank you for this time. It is awesome. Everybody just live your dreams, create vision boards, write things down, dream big, and they'll come true.
I love it. Jason, thank you so much. And we will see you in Vegas.
Awesome. Have a great day. Thank you, Jen.
Bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.